On this episode of Home Sweet Home, we talk investment in real estate, of course. It's Barbara Galbraith from Galbraith Realty and investment. There's so much to know, so I hope you guys stick with us. Hi Barbara.
Hi.
I'm Candy from Home Sweet Home.
Welcome, Candy.
Today we want to talk to you about investing in real estate.
Okay, have a seat at the start.
Thank you very much. Talk to us about your company. What is it? What do you do? What do you do on a daily basis?
Okay. My company is Galbraith Realty and Investment Limited. I'm in real estate business, of course. Persons come in, they call, they go on their website to find out if there are properties available to buy, to rent, commercial, residential.
So talk to us a little bit about your background. How did you get involved in the industry and how long have you been in this industry?
I've been in real estate over 20 years.
Wow, 20?
Yes, 20 years.
Wow.
I started out as a developer. That's my first experience in development some time ago. Subdivision of lots. And of course, because real estate is in my blood, that's the best way to explain it. I just love real estate. And after I did my master's, and I said, what business could I start? And I said, let me start a business that I have a passion for. So I joined a real estate company. And then after gaining all that experience, I decided I would just go out on my own. And of course, if you can look behind me, can do with all those trophies.
Clearly.
Yes.
Lots of trophies and accolades.
So I decided to go on my own.
Well, congratulations, you've accomplished a lot.
Thank you.
And you said the company is only 3 years old?
3 years old.
Wow, well, congratulations again. Is there any one thing you'd say Galbraith specializes in, or do you guys really do everything as it relates to real estate?
Well, for real estate, it's very wide. There are many different areas of real estate. You have valuation, surveying, land surveying, and so on. But you have to have a license for each different area. And we are licensed just to do lease and sale of commercial and residential properties. So our business operations are restricted to lease and sale of residential and commercial properties.
Okay. What exactly is investing in real estate? What does that mean?
Okay, to invest in real estate is to put money in real estate, to purchase, to rent, to sublet, with the intention to make a profit, some return on your capital that you have invested.
And are there specific types of properties that people typically invest in?
I don't say no.
Right.
Just about any property that you can invest your money and get back a return on your investment.
Okay.
So it's about the location, it's about your investment objective. What is it that you want to achieve from investing? And that will determine the property of your choice.
Now, I know people buy properties and then rent them out as, for profit. Can I rent a place and then sublet it for profit as well?
Yes, you can. But if in the contract that you got with that landlord, you're allowed to sublet. Or if you need sublet, you need to get permission from the landlord to sublet. You can't just sublet a person's property.
Okay, so I need permission.
You need permission, Candy, yes.
Okay. So if I want to invest now, who do I call? What's the first step that I take?
Who do you call, Candy?
You.
Galbraith Realty and Investment. And of course, we have 7 qualified, licensed, registered agents to assist you. Or you can visit our website at www.galbraithrealtyja.com.
Okay, that sounds good. And what exactly are the steps to investing? So after I call you guys, what's next? What do we do?
Of course, we need to know your objective. What is it that you want? We try to qualify our purchaser or the person's looking property to rent. We need to find out something. what is your capital outlay? What's your budget?
Right.
What's your location? What's the purpose of the property? Is it for residential? Is it for to live in? Do you want to acquire this property to sell back? Do you want to develop a property? What is it that you want? Is it a long-term plan that you have in mind? So we sit with you, we talk with you, and understand exactly your investment needs. What
would you say is the length of time between the actual, when I call Galbraith and when I am putting my money where my mouth is, so to speak, and investing in a property? What's that time span?
There is not a definite time span, because it depends on what you are looking for, if it is available. But on average, you should be able to view properties within, say, a month.
Okay.
And deposit on a property.
Okay. All right. So Barbara, if I were to come to you and say I have $15 million and I wanted to invest in real estate, what would you do with that $15 million?
Okay, that's a good start, because at least I know where your budget is.
Right. This is wishful thinking, of course. I don't actually have 15 million.
I understand your scenario. But if you have 15 million, then I will definitely tell you the areas in which 15 million will take you to purchase.
Right.
That's one. Then I'll also find out how many bedrooms, what's the profile of the property that you're looking for.
Okay.
I need to understand your profile too.
So let's say we're looking for a 2-bedroom with the 15 million. Is that possible?
It is possible.
Okay.
You might not get a newer unit to buy, but of course, you could find an older unit that you can, fix it up, or that you can really do over, and it will work.
So how do I then make a profit from it? Do I have to go in and fix up the property? How do I flip it, or how do I have to rent it out? What are the ways I can make money?
Okay. First, if you need to invest, we need to know, is it for long term? Is it for short term?
Okay.
If you're flipping, then you definitely got to buy low to sell high.
Right.
Because you're flipping.
Right.
So you have to buy with a certain amount of equity in the property.
Okay.
So if you're buying a property for 15 million and you're expecting to make, say, $2 million, you could not just buy the property for $50 million, because there are closing costs, your legal fees, the other expense that you will have to take into consideration.
Okay.
So you have to factor everything into that when you flip, you can make your $2 million.
Okay. So if I gave you 15 million, then we'd have to buy a house for 11 or 12 and then do everything after that and then make a profit on top of that, meaning the closing costs and all those associated fees. Is that how it works? And then the profit?
Right, because if you buy at $15 million, you also have to have your closing costs to that.
Right.
And then you also have to add to that your profit. And you're going to sell again, and when you sell that property, it's a cost to sell.
Right, okay.
So it's a cost to buy, a cost to sell. So you have to factor all those costs before you can arrive at a resaleable price.
Okay.
And then when you put that price out to the market, then you want to ensure that you will get that person to buy the property.
Right. So Barbara, are there any tips or any advice that you would give to a first-time buyer like myself if I'd like to invest in property?
You need to know exactly where that you want to go.
Okay.
Don't let persons force you into making a purchase. It's a long-term investment. It's a high capital investment, and you need time to make the decision. So don't be rushed in making a decision.
Okay. Do you find that there is any one kind of property that sells or people use for investment more than the other? Meaning, do people invest more in residential properties or in commercial, would you say?
It all depends on the person's objective.
Okay.
A person might put a lot of money into a large property, upscale property, because they have excess funds and they want to just reserve or preserve the capital.
Okay.
And because of that, they're not looking for income from the property. They're looking for capital preservation.
Okay.
So they can spend any amount of money into that property, hold the property for a long time, and knowing that when they resell that property, they can still get back the original capital that they put in the property.
But does anyone do better than the other, you'd say?
It all depends on the person's objective. Yes.
Understand.
It depends on it's limited to what you have to spend, and it's also limited to what is it that you want to achieve. Because there are different objectives for investment. You have income generation, is that you want to make up rental income. It's also for flipping, as you said, you know. It is also for development. And it's for probably long term for probably your children education. Yeah. So in that regards, then you want to look to make sure that if you buy today, you can hold it and then sell back sometime future without making a loss. Okay. So any property, could be land, it could be commercial, it could be residential, it could be farming. Any property can be invested. It depends on what you want to achieve from your investment. Okay.
All right, so explain how I, as a consumer, can protect myself from scammers or any kind of fraudulent business practices, because I know that's prevalent in Jamaica today.
Yes, it is. It's prevalent, can be. And so the consumer have certain responsibility, and they also have certain rights. They have a right to be informed, they have a right to know. Right. And in terms of their responsibility, they need to be aware, they need to know about the product that they're buying. And so, because real estate involves so many different legal aspects and so many laws, they need to really get professional advice, they need to come to the experts. They need to talk to the attorneys, because persons out there can propose to be owners of property and say they have a right to sell, and they don't. They just don't have that right to sell. So you need to get the advice of attorneys or come to the professionals, the real estate persons. And I assume you guys have attorneys that you're associated with to guide us on that process. Definitely so. Okay. We're not here to recommend attorneys. What we'll do, we'll give you a list of attorneys, and then you have to choose. Okay. Yes. So while we're talking about the rights of the buyers, I've heard the term title search being used as it relates to the rights and responsibilities of the potential buyer. What does that mean? What is a title search? Okay. It is recommended that an investor, a person purchasing property, should really do a title search. Normally it is done by the attorneys, but anybody can go to the titles office, the register of title, to do a title search. To do a title search is really to go into the titles office and ask them to pull the title, that you're able to see all registration on the title. You can see who the owner is. It tells the history of what happens. So therefore I shouldn't depend on the seller to give me that information. I should go ahead and look for it. Is that how it works? That's advisable that you, the buyer, need to be aware. Okay. And you want to make sure that the title you're getting is accurate. It's accurate. Okay. So how much does it cost to do a title search, and how long does it take to do one? Okay. Currently, I think it's between $1,000 and $2,000 for a title search, and it's between 1 to 2 days. Okay, to get it back. To get it back. Yes. Okay, that's reasonable, I would say. I know I mentioned that I had $15 million, but I really don't. So if it is that I'd like to give you $15 million and I don't have all of it, what are the ways that I can finance that to invest in a property? There are so many financial companies that exist. And what you need to do is to make sure that wherever you go to get financing, that they are reputable, they are willing to work with you, and there are many mortgage brokers now that will come to you instead of you have to go to them. They'll come to you and they'll talk with you to find out your affordability. Okay. As a realtor, it's your job to sell properties. If it is that an investment isn't right for me, or a property isn't right for me, or it's a bad investment, as a realtor, will you let me know that it's bad for me, or is it that you just want to sell the houses? How does it work? Candy, at Galbraith Realty and Investment, we'll tell you exactly. Okay. Because it's not about just selling you a property. It's about you, what your needs are. It's about our clients and our prospects' need. So we build relationship. I tell my agents, we do not sell properties, we sell relationships. I love that. That's really nice. So Barbara, are there any tips or any advice that you would give to a first-time buyer like myself if I'd like to invest in property? Yes. Remember, real estate, it's fixed, it's immovable, it's not mobile. Once you buy, you can't move that investment unless you sell the investment. Okay. So location is the key. And when we speak of location, we're not discriminating about different areas, because everybody have their own area of preference. So it is about what is best for you, and so you need to know exactly where that you want to go.
Okay.
Don't let persons force you into making a purchase. It's a long-term investment. It's a high capital investment, and you need time to make the decision. So don't be rushed in making a decision.
Okay.
Another advice, Candy, for purchasers is to know that when they buy into a strata, they're expected to pay a maintenance fee.
Okay.
And the maintenance fee is a monthly charge for the common area. And if they're not aware of the maintenance fee, it can probably create take away from their investment return that they're expecting.
Okay.
So they need to be aware that there's a fee buying into a strata, a maintenance fee charge.
And when you say a strata, that's a company?
A strata, it's a corporation. It's like an apartment complex, but there's a certain legal definition for strata. But I won't get into the legal definition.
Okay, no problem.
But for the public, it is like apartment complex that falls under a particular act, which is called the Strata Act.
Okay. Well, now that we've had this discussion, I think I have a better understanding of what it means to invest in real estate, and I understand that you'll be taking us to 2 properties today. Where exactly will you be taking us?
Okay, we'll be going to the Beresford Apartments. It is just built recently, and I'm taking to a development land that has the potential for townhouse.
Okay, so this is just land?
Land. There's a house on the land, but the house is hold and can be demolished for multifamily development.
And investment?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm anxious to see, so let's go.
Okay.
Are there any other unique features of this land?
Candy, Millsboro will not change for now. It will hold its value for a very long time. It is safe for any investor, and we know that the climate here is cool, the location is central, the view is awesome.
Barbara, so tell us where exactly we are.
Okay, we're in the upscale neighborhood of Millsboro, which is Upper Barbican.
Okay, and what exactly can people do with this land? How can they invest in it?
Candy, you're looking at a developer's choice. It's a developer's dream. They can come and invest, and they can do townhouses, they can do apartments. If you notice along the Millsboro road coming along, there's a lot of townhouses, and yes. So single dwellings are now changing from this neighborhood to more multifamily.
Right. And I noticed that there is also a house on this lot. How does that work for a developer? Do you keep the house, incorporate it, demolish it?
It depends on the developer's plan and the architect's creativity, because they could incorporate this dwelling house into their entire complex and retain it. It can be retained and redesigned and be a part of their complex.
Okay, and how big is this property?
It's over 3/4 of an acre, just a little over 3/4 of an acre.
So if this were your property, what would you do with it?
Townhouses.
Townhouses?
Yes, because townhouses, more than 45 million per unit for like a 3-bed.
Okay.
And because the land is slope, it is just ideal for basement. The view is awesome, it's really upscale, so you'd want to do more than just probably apartments.
Right. Some really nice apartments.
Really exquisite apartments, townhouses.
Right. I know you mentioned that the units can go up to 45 million, but I'm a little confused. The actual units themselves